Spurs are no different to Burnley for me. They have the same chances of winning anything. Imagine having a cheek to think we are even comparable, or when the Spurs got bottling.
Can I just answer this? Comparable. We are
Spurs
100% comparable to Arsenal right now in terms of starting
Are you
11.
crazy?
No, okay. Are you serious? Is this a serious argument that we're not
No,
comparable?
are you serious? Because
No, let him finish. Let's say
Let him finish his point. Let him finish his point. Yeah.
Player by player in the starting 11, I think I might take more Tottenham players than Arsenal players.
Cap.
Okay,
So go on. So name the starting 11 and tell me who you're taking over. So name the starting 11.
I'm taking Vicario.
Over, right, yeah.
No,
Okay.
Saliba,
but this is a
Romero.
pointless conversation because none of those players are expected to do anything. Where our players are expected to deliver week in, week out. You guys
You mean none of our players are expected to
let him finish it.
Let him finish the
guys. Let him finish his 11, please.
Dogia left back.
Okay.
Midfield, Declan Rice. Then I would take Bentancur and Madison. And then the front line would be take Son on the left. Richarlison at the 9, and then Saka on the right.
Yeah.
We get more players than our starting 11. So how are we not comparable? That starting 11 is facts.
That's your opinion.
You don't get Romero.
That's your opinion.
This is crazy.
So you're saying
Firstly, you took an L. You took an L, and the reason why you took an L is because you put out of the two defenders that you have, you put the worst off one. Yeah, because if I'm taking a centre back today in my team and I have to pick out two Spurs centre backs, I'm taking if I had to take a Spurs centre back out of your centre back, I'm taking Van der Ven any day of the week because Van der Ven is a better centre back.
Danny, did you just say you wouldn't have Saliba at Arsenal, but you just put him into your mixed team?
My logic. No, because listen to my logic. In a football team, this is why I picked them both in the starting 11. You have to have one that's more of a controlled centre back, like Saliba is, and then you have Romero, another defender that's like Romero, that's more like barges in and like.
So why wouldn't you take Saliba? So why wouldn't you take Saliba? So why wouldn't you take Saliba in real life?
Because I'm saying like I wouldn't start him over Romero because I prefer that type of player. We already have Mickey Van der Ven. For me, I have more confidence.
If Mickey Van der Ven's better at if Mickey Van der Ven's better at controlling, why wouldn't you just have Mickey Van der Ven and Romero in your combined 11?
Right now, Saliba's better than controlling, but I'm saying I take him in my combined 11, but I'm saying to bring him to Tottenham because I have more confidence in like what Mickey Van der Ven can become.
So you think Mickey Van der Ven's going to be a better centre back than Saliba?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
What?
No,
question
though. Yes, the potential.
Gabriel as well. Gabriel disrespect. This brother's top quality.
Gabriel.
He's not better than Romero.
You there, Gabriel. I think he's getting big disrespect. So for me, I rate Van der Ven. Romero's a bit of a loose cannon. I can't lie. I can't. When you go into actually winning things, you won't be able to trust Romero. Yeah. Trust me. He's like the Xhaka.
Argentina won the World Cup with him. Wait.
Enzo Fernandez was brilliant in the World Cup.
That's Romero.
Wait. What you said to win things, you can't have Romero on your team. Argentina has won the biggest pedigree in football, the World Cup with Romero in the starting 11.
In a 38-game season, it's not like that.
I just want to make one point. Yeah, and this is the only point I need to make. Arsenal fans, at this stage in the season, I can't really see what's so different to last season personally. Because this time last season, you were riding high, you were doing well. And remember, it was in your last 7 games when the wheels fell off. So before anybody shakes their bum, Arsenal fans or otherwise, let's get to the last 7 games before we are confident that you, man, are really the real deal and that this this Arsenal team can go on and do what you think it's going to do. As for me, you were performing well this time last season. You're performing well this season at the same stage. So it's more of the same for me. It's much of a muchness. It's the last 7 games where I think we'll see the real Arsenal.
Terry,
that's what I wanted to say.
Terry, you might as well pack up and not do fan reactions if we're not supposed to be excited or to give our opinions.
I'm just saying, what's the difference between now and last year?
Because last season,
one at a time. Deji, can I ask you, how I respond to you about that is that why are you praising anything Spurs have done up until this point? Because we've seen Spurs in many last 10 games of a season, like throw things away. So why would you be happy at this point yourself.
Yeah, because you can see the progression in my club. You can see it by the way that we're playing football. You know, we've got even rival fans saying that they enjoy watching Spurs. Nobody enjoyed watching Tottenham last season. Spurs fans or otherwise, it was dusty. So we can see an improvement on the Postecoglou. And like I said,
so you're saying you haven't seen an improvement in the control of games or goals being conceded, opportunities against in Arsenal this year?
What I'm saying with Arsenal is that they are replicating almost. Okay, look, there's differences in play, but in terms of performances and roughly where they are in the table and points wise, it's almost akin to this time, similar points this time last season. So what I'm saying is, we can't get too excited.
Man City fans shouldn't celebrate any season because every season
Raheem Sterling, man.
I'm not saying I'm not saying you shouldn't celebrate, my bro. Obviously, every win, celebrate it by all means. What I'm saying is, we don't know if you, man, are legit and for real until the last 7 games. So continue to celebrate, but it would be poor that you guys have shaken your bum violently today and you, man, do exactly what you did last season. That would be a shame.
Beating the team
Guys, I need to finish the rest of these super chats here. This is can't blame Romero's red card on injuries. His back line. Higher back line, no matter the game situation, all the reasons for the leaky defense. I think that's very true. Yeah. Tottenham fading back into mediocrity is inevitable. It's the history of the Tottenham. Arsenal scares me. Video incoming. Banter aside, best football streamer out there. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that a lot. A team playing 1 game a week, you'll never have even half your top 11 once you play 1.5 games a week. This is with this style of play.
That's why we need to sack the medical team.
Chris here says Spurs season ends with that run of games at Newcastle City, Arsenal and Liverpool. You're cooked and United will pass you by the end. Oh, so that'll be fun. Yes, the Premier League will be decided based on the top 3 teams' games against Tottenham. So will your top 4 chances, you delusional, I think you can say relevant seeker fan base. Embarrassing. Tevin here says this guy makes life for Arsenal fans in the spaces so hard. Man, just relax. And this is a wise man says, keep your powder dry. He might be talking about you, Igal. I don't know. I don't know. You mean you or not?
What I said, I back it.
I missed it. I like
people criticize me before the game, Terry, for saying I expect a win versus Burnley. They're like, oh, you don't know the history of Arsenal versus Burnley? I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Terry, what will the new Man U Stadium be called? The Manchester, probably Old Trafford, or I don't know what it will be called. I don't personally, I'm not that bothered if it's a new stadium, what we call it, as long as it isn't St. Janky.
They'll get sponsorship. They'll have to get
the Apple Stadium or something. I don't know. Igal is proof that Arsenal fans all expecting validation without expectations. Igal has already made up excuses if they don't win the league. Do something first.
Blaze, come on, you're better than that. First of all, I expect us to win the league, or at least minimum win the Champions League. And then what excuses did I make? All I said was we're the best team, but that those 2 teams that I mentioned have 1 or 2 players that are better than our players, or better than all our players.
Just a quick one. I think the way you say it leads.
No, they have. You can have individual players that are better than your team, but guess what? You're still a better team overall.
No, but Igal, wait. Igal, have you just said that you expect your team to win the Premier League and the Champions League? So if you don't win one of those 2, is it a failure? Is it a failure if you don't
win to win one of them this season?
Okay,
yeah.
So if you win nothing this season, like you will, is that a failure?
Yeah.
Clip this.
So what is there to clip? That's common knowledge.
If it's a failure.
Yeah, but again, if it's a failure, it doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's not the. Yeah. I'd take the Spurs players from the next Para-Olympic team, maybe for the Premier League. I'm putting the Spurs players in the Women's League, is what Heron says. The deluded D's, Deji and Dan, the combined 11 was worse than Igal's Liverpool, Arsenal and Madrid one. What are you smoking at the toilet bowl stadium? Put it down, is what Jay says. That's quite funny. How anyone can break up the defense with the most clean sheets and best GA and the best GA for red card Romero is a madness. That's a great point. We're legit and for real, another 3 points clear of the Spurs today. Hashtag cheers. And this is, I've seen it before in 97-98. Arsenal overcame 11 points. They just took off. The team has clicked. Just watch is what Gregory, has got to say here.